Welcome to a very special episode of The Perimeter with Adam Morrison. This is part of our player interview series presented exclusively by Idaho Central Credit Union.
Welcome to The Perimeter, presented by Idaho Central Credit Union. We got a special guest, Jalen Warley. Welcome in, bud. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Just a little back on, how this show works. Normally I do recaps and stuff, but when I started this show, I just did a bunch of interviews, and people are always asking. So it's terrific to have, obviously, one of our best players, new guy. People like to figure out where you're from. So I appreciate you taking the time. I know you guys are busy. I was a former college athlete as well, so sometimes it's like, oh, shit, I got a media thing. And you're like, well, I'll do it. But
no, for sure.
What was when you first came here, okay, we're going to get into your whole career, getting to Gonzaga, but like being from where you're from, Pennsylvania, like coming to Spokane, initial thoughts, completely honest. Honesty is number one on this show.
Yeah, I got you. So I came here in January, so for me, it was like a bunch of snow.
Did you have your Carhartts on and everything?
Yeah, exactly. I was all bundled up. And on top of that, I am from Philadelphia, but I spent like the last I came directly from Virginia, but before that I was at Florida State. So I was used to warm weather and all that. So I'd definitely say my first reaction was the snow, just the weather. But I got used to it real fast.
So you grew up in Pennsylvania for hoops.
Yep.
Just give me your high school accolades. I mean, all of us that played high school basketball were good. Right? So, like, state championships, what'd you average, all those things.
Yep, 2 state championships, state player of the year. I want to say my senior year, I averaged, like, 17, 7, and 8.
Yeah, just doing all the little stuff that you do now.
Yep, exactly. I was a little different, though, because COVID kind of messed up my senior year.
Oh, you were a COVID.
I was.
That sucks.
So we won a state championship my junior year. COVID, like, fully shut everything down probably, like, 2 weeks after that. So I was able to finish that, but didn't get AAU. And then my senior year was probably, like, maybe 10 to 12 games with masks on. So
with the bullshit mask.
Yeah, exactly. So it was definitely a different time.
It says McDonald's All-American nominee. That's cool.
Yep, that was cool, for sure.
What AU club do you play for?
I play for Team Durant out of Washington, D.C.
Yeah. What does EYBL then?
EYBL,
I'm assuming,
yep.
obviously.
Nike circuit.
Yeah. I did the Under Armour circuit on the girls' side, so that's why I asked. It's kind of a niche thing, but some of the listeners understand.
Yeah.
What was that experience like playing for, obviously, Kevin Durant, but, like, the AU stuff is way different because I'm 41.
Yeah.
How many tournaments did you play? How many games did you play in that summer? Just a general.
Yeah. It was definitely every weekend thing.
Yeah.
Like we would we'd probably get together like right after everyone's high school season's done, maybe get 2-3 weeks of or 2-3 weekends of practices. And then after that it was like you're going all the way through. So yeah, I'd probably say like we probably played
60, 70.
Yeah, I was gonna say that range, probably 60 to 80 would probably at the biggest, but yeah.
How many
games?
How many D1s on your team?
For AAU, my last year we had all 12 of us were all D1s.
Yeah, that's crazy. So people don't understand.
Yeah, it was all D1 players. So
like, there's probably guys that didn't even play Division I basketball.
Yeah, weren't even in the rotation who went D1.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's way different. When I played Eastern Washington Elite, and we had like 4 guys, which is a big deal. But the regional stuff wasn't like intact yet, and we just went to 2 tournaments. Or 3. We went to Seattle. We counted that as a big one, but we went to the Vegas Big Time. I don't know if they have that now. That's all changed.
Yeah.
And then it used to be called Best in the West in LA. But like I said, doing the circuit stuff now, and that did it on the girls' side, it's crazy how many college coaches go to them. Like we were lucky if a college coach came to our games.
Came to one, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, for sure.
But it's different too because obviously you were probably recruited in your high school stuff, but this is obviously a basketball podcast. Like, people don't realize like it's flipped. Club matters more than high school.
For sure.
I mean, you got to kill in high school, but if they want to see you like with other good players,
right,
against better
on that
people,
stage,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
No, for sure.
so like some people, especially like high school coaches around the area, get mad when you tell them that. But you're like, hey man, like this girl averaged 8, but she was on the best circuit. Like it doesn't matter if she scores 18 in high school. Like they want to see her play against really good players,
right.
or score 25 a game playing in a smaller high school or whatever.
Yeah.
In a worse league, can she play on a big circuit? Same thing of the guys.
Yeah.
So I was just curious on that. So you obviously, what was your like? What offers did you have
Coming out of high school?
coming out? Yes.
So I forget the listed 10, but
yeah, just like what was your top 3?
Okay, yeah. It was Florida State, Virginia. I would say 4. It would say Florida State, Virginia, Michigan, and Oregon.
Did you do visits for all of them?
I did virtual visits, so I didn't get to see any campuses.
Lame.
So like,
that sucks.
yeah, it was like a completely different recruiting process for me because like I didn't get to actually see any campuses or like go to games or anything like that. So
that's a huge process too, as far as like, you know, feel and fit matters. You know, being comfortable too.
Yeah.
Because everybody can lie to you on Zoom.
Exactly.
You know, and those are also great programs, but like,
yeah.
You know, you want to see what's walking around campus. You want to see what campus is like, facilities, all that stuff matters.
Yeah.
How you travel, blah, blah, blah. So that must have been interesting.
Yeah, it's actually funny. One of my 2 visits from my junior year was Creighton. So that was the only visit I took like out of my state was Creighton.
Nice.
I took Creighton and Temple my junior year.
Who was the coach at Temple then?
Aaron McKee.
Oh, nice. Is he still there?
Nope, he's not coaching there anymore.
No, I just always think John Chaney every time. That's how old I am. So it's like John Chaney.
Legendary, yeah.
5:30 a.m. practice, all that stuff. So obviously you chose Florida State.
Yep.
What was your experience like playing for Leonard Hamilton? Obviously terrific coach.
Yeah.
We played them a couple times, 2 years in a row. I think it was like 17, 18. I may be mixing up my dates, but 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, one of those in that realm. And they used to play like platoon sub basically.
Yeah.
Is that how they ran it when you were there too?
Yeah, it was.
They played crazy. Like, and it was almost like AU style.
Yeah.
And it was hard to like explain to people. It was like, it's not roll the ball out there. It feels like that. Obviously there's some structure to it.
Yeah.
But it's also hard to scout for 10 guys.
For sure.
And then they're like up in your ass the whole game.
Yeah.
And he's just like, it's like playing an AU tournament.
No, for sure.
But you got to be tough enough and blah, blah, blah. What was that like when you first got there?
Yeah, it was an adjustment for me. I never ever played that style where you're playing like 10 guys in rotation in and out. So it was definitely a learning experience as a freshman. But what was nice about that was like I kind of got to have learning experiences, but I wasn't playing 40 minutes right off the bat. I had like seniors in front of me, so like I was still in the rotation, but I wasn't like, you know, relied upon right away. So it was
so you mean X factor.
You know what I mean? So I could kind of figure out the game, understand the speed of it. And Coach Ham did like a great job of like, you know, I've had hundreds of players and like I know what the right development plan and everything of like what you should look like this year and this year. So like they did a great job of just helping me get better each and every.
Yeah, no, they're a good program, and during those years they were like really good.
Yeah.
And just that style is so different to play against. Like, so I remember one year I think they beat us one year, then we played them the next year and beat them.
Yeah.
But it's just such a weird. It's hard to scout for.
Exactly.
And then offensively, you know, you have to be used to be able to get through like, you know, they trapped every ball screen, all that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like you have to be like solid enough to make 4 passes to get a good shot, but then you got to make the fucking shot.
Yeah.
Because you can't just break a guy down and go play.
No, for sure.
And then they had bigs that blocked, just challenged everything. So like, it was hard. And then the second year, our guys were smart enough to be strong and
figure it out. Yeah.
Step through. You know what I mean? Step through. And once you got through the first layer, then usually you got what you wanted.
Yeah.
But it was a unique thing to watch because I'm like, this is like totally opposite what Gonzaga's used to. Like, you know what I mean? Like complete opposite.
No, for sure.
What was it like being on campus down there? Just, I mean, right, you know?
Yeah. No, it was like
just
beautiful.
It's unbelievable.
It was beautiful campus, like great facilities and everything. It was, for me, it was just so different. Like I came from a smaller high school, so like being on campus with 70,000 people was just like
it's crazy.
You just feel like, you know, like you're one of, you know,
you're
70,000.
You're a
like,
spec.
You know what I mean? So it was just like it didn't have the same like tight knit community feeling compared to Gonzaga, right? And like as I've gotten older, I have like a new appreciation for that. Like when I first got there, it was really cool because I was like, whoa, like there's all these people, like always, you know, pop up shops or like food trucks, like always something going on. But
Get lost in the sauce down
Yeah,
there.
for sure. Like, it was hard to, like, sometimes you can't see the same person twice. Like, you'll have a
100%.
class with somebody and you never
Yeah.
see them again before you graduate. So it's
Yeah.
just like, it was a unique experience.
Did you
for
have any
sure.
teammates that got lost in the shuffle?
Oh, no, for
You
sure.
know what I mean? Like partying and stuff. Like
Man,
just
and like classes are like 200 kids.
Yeah.
So like if they didn't want to,
yeah. How did you not like? Yeah, you don't even have to go to class.
you don't really have to go. So like you could get in this like weird like loop of not going to class and then partying and all that.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
yeah. There's
it's
always something to do. I'm sure.
for sure.
And
Definitely
it's-
easy to get lost in sauce.
Yeah, I knew some guys that played, not at Florida State, but just comparable like ASU and Arizona when I was in the league. And some
Yeah.
guys are like, dude, I know like 3 guys that are good enough to be in the league, but they got lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
No, for
just,
sure.
and you just you walk around campus, you go down there, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like,
No, definitely.
okay. So you played 3 years there.
Yeah.
What made you decide to transfer?
I think just going into my last year, because I really did. I enjoyed every single year there,
Mm-hmm.
and we continued to get better. But for me, I hadn't gone to March Madness up until that point. So I really was like, like I grew up as a kid. Like, that's what you dream of. You
Yeah.
watch all the people at March Madness, and you watch these crazy buzzer beaters and these Cinderella runs. So, like, for me, it was just like, it was kind of like a heartbreaking decision because, like, I had so much love and respect for the coaching staff because, like, not just as a player, but off the court, like, they were so, like,
They're good people. Yeah.
yeah, like helped me become a man and everything like that. But I really just wanted to give myself the best opportunity to reach March Madness. I had 1 year, so that was big deciding factor for me.
So you enter the portal. What was the first portal shuffle like? Who are your choices? Because we know the answer to it, but I want you to explain it.
Yeah, it was Virginia, LSU, and I would say St. John's probably were the
St.
three.
John's was Patino. Was it Patino there
Yeah,
yet?
Patino.
Was
I was at his
Patino
first
there?
year.
Oh, okay. So what was that like to walk people through? Because we talk about NIL and transfer portal all the time.
Yeah.
It's like it's a huge topic now in college basketball, obviously. But like
For sure.
for this show, we talk about it every year, and it's almost like my listeners are. I don't want them to get annoyed with it, but I'm like, hey, when I break down teams, I'm like, it's a new like we played
Yeah.
Arizona State last year, and it's a whole new team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
sure.
I don't really have a breakdown. I kind of do, but they're all just thrown together. So like, what was that process like? When did they first contact you? How do you get into the portal? Just do like a kind of a once over, so our listeners can understand how that process works.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So the portal process, when you want to decide to go in the portal, you have to talk to your head coach. So you got to go talk to your head coach,
Okay.
sit down with him. Like you can't sign the paperwork until you've confirmed that you talked to the head coach. So that's not even just
Okay.
like a courtesy thing. It's like required from
Do they have to sign off with you or not?
digitally. So you don't have to do it you don't have to bring paper there.
Okay, that'd be like
Yeah, right. Date
it's
here,
like a mop thing, and
signature
he
here.
puts like a cloth up there. You don't know what's underneath the cloth,
Yeah,
like you're
yeah.
not leaving.
And then you go to compliance, and they're the compliance for like all the athletics. So it's not just for basketball.
Yeah.
And then you fill out all the paperwork for transferring. You sign that last document, like, are you sure that you want to do this? Because if you don't, like, we can't promise you a scholarship. Like, once you sign this,
Yeah,
like,
you
technically,
can't- come
scholarship's
back.
off the table if you want to come back. It's up to the coaching staff at that point. And then from there, it probably takes 24 to 48 hours to process. And then next thing you know, like,
His phone is
for me,
blowing
yeah,
up.
like Twitter and my phone was the one that told me that I was in the portal because then people were messaging me and everything.
Yeah.
So like, and then from that moment on, like I took a couple calls at midnight, like that first night. So it
What did it feel like the recruiting process in high school again, or you already knew like I don't really care about if the weight room's better than the other, like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like because when you get older and you're a grown man,
For
like
sure.
your view changes,
yeah.
and then like you're a player, you're like, well, this is kind of what I'm looking for. Will I vibe with the coach? Blah blah blah.
Right.
So like, what was that process like compared to high school?
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm 100% with you.
Okay.
I think in high school, I think I took the tournament for granted. Like, I think I was like, well, every school likes
everybody's
recruiting.
gonna-
Everyone
everybody's
makes a
gonna make
tournament,
it,
right? Like, I didn't realize, like, oh, no, like, there's resume, there's quad 1, quad 2 wins,
Yeah.
like, all the things
Ken
that go.
Palm and all that
Ken
shit.
Palm, all the analytics. Like,
Yep.
so coming out of high school, I was like, well, yeah, like, if I'm considering them, they'll probably make the tournament every year.
Mm-hmm.
So then in the second time around, I'm like, okay, like, how often are you making the tournament? Like, with what rosters are you making the tournament?
Yeah.
Like big thing for UVA, like, Coach Bennett was basically saying, like, in the last 3 or 4 years, like, we haven't had as great of rosters as that 2019 championship
championship team, yep.
But he was kind of like, but we've still found ways to always make the tournament. Like even if we have some injuries that are key players, the next guy steps up and kind of like being able to show me that, hey, we didn't have a bunch of lottery picks like to make the, to make the tournament. And then I also like to look at like what type of players who either play like me or kind of have a similar effect on the game as me have you had in the past. So it's just like we're on the same page of, expectations of what my roles be, how I can contribute, and like what my strengths and my weaknesses are. So kind of just those two things, like, hey, my fit, a style, and how often are you winning and going to the tournament?
Yeah, that's
the second time.
Well, you said something great, and I think, not to get off topic, we're going to stay on the same plane, but I think the hardest thing for young players to understand, and this is at every level, even at the pro level, is what your weaknesses are, and be a man to understand them and look through it as best you can through a coach's lens.
For sure.
A lot of guys don't do that, and it hampers their career, or it gives them an inflated view on themselves.
For sure.
You got to think like a coach a little bit, because coaches got to pay their mortgage, right? They got to stay.
100%.
And I think sometimes a lot of kids, and I've seen it, like I said, just coaching and then being around the Gonzaga stuff, doing this for, I think this year 6 or 7, I've done the radio, is, some guys come in and they just, they think they can score 30 or whatever.
Right.
And they're pissed off right away. And it's just like, man, like you have to look at what the pieces are and how you fit into winning and impact plays, making winning plays. And so like that it's great that you said that and understood that. Is that like your folks or somebody telling you that too?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like guiding you a little bit, like, hey, you're great, but right? You know what I'm saying?
No, I think honestly, I definitely give a lot of credit. Just like I think the mindset early on, my folks gave me just like a level of just humility. Like like if you're
terrific,
if you're good, you tell everybody else. If you're great, they'll tell you.
Yeah,
right? Like you don't have to
really good way to
go
put
around like telling. You know what I mean? So like just worry about putting in the work, and if you're good enough, they'll find you. Same thing. If they're good enough, they'll find you. So like it's not about chasing the wrong things. But I think even at Florida State, like trying to be an extension of the coach off like on the floor, because I was playing point guard all 3 years.
Yeah, you got terrific guard skills. Keep going.
Yeah, so playing point guard, just like, okay, like I learned, like, hey, if this guy gets a bucket going early on, like he's, let me make sure I find him in before that first media. Like he once I get him going, he's better on defense once he sees the ball going. He's doing different things, or like
shit, I'd like to play for you. Just throw it to me every time. You've been fine,
right? Like go give me a bucket, like, and then I'll go get you a stop, right?
There
so
you
like
go.
just working together and that type of thing, and just learning like, hey, like sometimes for some guys, like me going and getting some tacos with them and being like, hey, like, did you understand the new plays? Like, is all the stuff making sense? Like, because maybe on the court's not the best setting for him, right? Like maybe off the court in a casual setting, one-on-one would be better. So just like,
that's a very good point. The best point guards I've ever played with are guys that, understand, like, if they get on you, they talk to you afterwards, or understand if you get pissed off at them, it's nothing personal.
Right.
And let's just leave it. And then, other point guards I've played with that understand, like, sometimes you got to throw it to a guy just to keep him feeling in part of the game.
For sure.
Even if he's not, your best player or whatever, people have to feel a part of something.
Yeah.
And, I've played, like I said, I've played with great point guards, and the ones that did that, everybody seemed happier and the ball moved, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? It's just like basketball karma. Everything goes better.
For sure.
Swing, all that stuff. The ball usually goes in when it's swing. When it gets sticky and all that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so you go to Virginia. You decide Virginia out of that. How long were you there?
7 months.
Fun fact, and the listeners might not know, but Blake Buchanan's parents are my new neighbors. I got a Lake Place, Coeur d'Alene.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of funny, when you transferred in, they're like, oh, Jalen's a great kid, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, oh, Blake's teammate for a short stint and everything, but small world. But
no, for sure.
Yeah, because he's from Coeur d'Alene, post-fall Coeur d'Alene. You were there for 7 months, and then Coach Bennett retires. And then you were like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
What was that like? Like, just give me in, and this is not trying to throw UVA under the bus.
Not at all.
Open doors.
Yeah.
But what was that like around the program when he just did it? Like, he didn't tell anybody, did he?
No, he told us that like the day whenever everyone else found out, maybe a couple hours before.
Do you think any of his assistants knew earlier? Maybe a day? Or...
Yeah, if maybe a day. I know, like, I would say maybe 1 or 2, if anything, but like a good amount of them, like, they had real emotion, like tears, everything. Like, like when they found out. So like I think we were kind of all. I don't even know how long he knew in his heart that it was right to retire. So I think it was just a situational thing.
Yeah. No, I mean I think I understand why he did it.
Yeah.
I mean it's just on the periphery, but like I was just curious if he's like prepared his AD and then, you know, his assistants knew and say, hey, I want to do this at my own time, but
Yeah.
obviously. So when he did that, you're like, I got to get out of here, right?
Yeah, no, and it was funny even just because, like, I didn't do it right away. Like, I think when it first happened, I gave it another week and a half or two. I even played in a scrimmage we had, I want to say, against VCU. But then even when I decided to, like, you know, hit the portal, like, I think a lot of people from the outside were just like, well, you know, he never really went to UVA, so, like, that probably wasn't a hard decision for him. But, like, I was there for 7 months. Like, yeah, I didn't never play the game, but, like, like Blake Buchanan, like I have teammates. You know what I mean? Like, like, it wasn't.
And you picked him for a reason, so you felt good about it.
It wasn't just, like, you know, Coach Bennett. So, like, you know, I didn't want to walk out on my teammates right before the season either. So, like, it was when it first happened, like, I feel like it put me in a really tough spot because I was like, you know, like, I don't really want to leave the situation. I'm happy where I'm at, right? But, like, ultimately, I did decide to leave Florida State to give myself the best opportunity to play in March Madness. So,
100%.
And I feel like, you know, not having Tony Bennett on the sideline, he's one of the best coaches of all time.
100%. He's from, I mean, he's got Washington State roots. Like, Washington State hasn't been the sense. Well, coach, coach that was previous to David Riley's fine. It's not throwing anybody, but Coach Bennett was really good. I mean, they had some really good teams, and they like tried, like, they were begging him to stay. Like, he was really coach. His dad was there previously too. I played against his dad.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, he's a Northwest guy.
Yeah.
So we love Tony Bennett. Is my point. Like
100%.
Different style, but obviously can coach.
Yeah.
So that process happens.
Yeah.
How quickly did you decide Gonzaga, and who else was it between then where you're like, well, shit, I got to make a choice now? Because you did it like at semester. So, just walk us through that. I know this is, you probably explained this to other media, but, you know, for my listeners, like, what? So you were like, shit, I got to decide now to be able to transfer credits over?
Yeah, so I couldn't leave right immediately.
Okay.
And I think a part of me going in the portal, I had an idea that I wanted to redshirt, so I don't think I was as urgent to be like, hey, because I knew I was like, hey, if I want to do one last year, I want it to be a full season, like, with
absolutely.
the team, make a run, all that type of thing. So but yeah, so I made that decision probably in November. I wound up visiting Gonzaga first, and I visited Iowa State, and then I planned on visiting Texas A&M. But after the Iowa State visit, I kind of shut it down because I knew it was either Gonzaga or Iowa State.
Iowa State's a great program too.
Exactly,
good similar offense, space and floor, blah blah.
And they're really big about defense, stuff like that. So it really came down to those two because I also felt they were consistently in the tournament and they were making runs. So yeah, I sat down with them probably after the Iowa State visit. I probably took a week maybe. No, I wanted to come to Gonzaga, call Coach Few, texted the coaching staff, put it out on social media, then finished out that semester. I want to say I probably had another month of school just as almost a normal UVA student, not being an athlete.
But they still honored your scholarship?
100%, yeah.
That's awesome.
Like, they did
good for them.
They did, like, a great job. Even, like, NIL stuff, like the things I had set up, like, they did beyond, right? Like, they
good for them.
Took care of me, like, even helping me move my stuff out of my apartment. Like, honestly, I couldn't imagine. I was almost a little surprised how, like, helpful they were. It just showed how great people were over there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then I went, came here, started second semester, I want to say, like, second week of January.
So what was, you know, the back half of that last season, what was it like redshirting? Because Gonzaga used to be known for redshirting, and now we never do it. And we can argue if it's good or bad. I think it's a good thing. It's different, and I get why they don't do it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, guys are here for 4, maybe 3 if they're talented. So why would I waste a year?
Right.
Because if they're good enough in 2 years, after they redshirt, they're going to go anyway. So I'm like, okay, I get that.
Right.
But also, we've had great redshirt experiences in this program. Kelly Olynyk's one that, you know, he's still in the league. Right,
no,
he redshirted. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, we used to redshirt guys, and it was a big part of our program. But what was that like for you? Just like, all right, it's probably been since you were like 3rd grade. You haven't played a year of playing basketball.
Basketball, right? Yeah.
What was that like? Just, you know, obviously you're home somewhere, you're in practices, but what was that like? Like, fuck, man, I'm not even.
I'm not playing.
Yeah, you're just at practice.
Yeah, no, it was really hard for me. Even just coming off of, like, not being on a team. Like, when I was at Virginia that last month and a half, like you said, I haven't played not games in a year, but I just haven't not been on a team, whether it was baseball, football. Like, I'm used to having teammates. You see teammates every week. You know?
You spend more time with them than your family.
Right. Like, so, like, not having a team was so weird. So even coming here and just being a part of a team again was really helpful. But then, like, I'd probably say mid-February, early March, I was just like itching to play a game. Like last year, I wanted to play so bad. And I felt, even last year's team, I felt like I could have helped bring like a defensive mindset to
Absolutely.
and just like contribute, right? Like we're competitors. We want to contribute as much as possible. But it was really cool because leaning on Steele and Braden Smith was very helpful for me because I didn't feel like I was redshirting by myself, right? Like Steele was rehabbing and Beastman chose to redshirt the whole year, and we were roommates on the road. So like we spent a lot of time together and just talking about like, you know, how can we help this year's team, and how can we also learn from, you know, the great things this year's team doing and the shortcomings for when, you know, we're stepping into that role next year.
How can I steal minutes from somebody next year?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how it is. I mean, I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Yeah,
but it's just,
no,
I mean,
we're always competing for sure.
That's funny. Yeah, the red shirt. Like, were you guys on the scout team then?
Yeah, we were. We had a pretty good scout team.
Fun as shit, man.
Yeah, we had a good scout team.
My freshman year, I played, but we just called it Red Squad. I don't know if they call it Red Squad anymore.
Yep. Still Red Squad.
Busting people's ass.
No,
Red Squad,
for sure.
You have no regards.
No, for sure.
You're the best. You're the scout guy, best shooter, like scout team.
Right.
Fuck it.
Let it go.
You know what I mean? And
right.
like, then Fuey starts chewing people out, and then they're like, all right, now you got to guard it. I'm like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, you can't laugh anymore. But
right.
That's cool that you and B. Smith got to do that.
No, for sure.
Because he made the right choice, and that's not a knock on him. But we were so guard heavy last year. It's like, just get the whole year this year. So
no, for sure.
That's a cool experience for you guys to do that. Who was the strength coach? It says
TK. Yeah.
TK. So how much weight did you put on? Do you know?
Yeah, I came in at like 192. I got up to 210.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good red shirt.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and it's not like a lot of idiots like basketball fans, and you know, maybe I shouldn't word you idiot, but like, you know, like put on weight. It's like guys are wiry strong. Just gotta be wiry strong
for sure.
But also you can put on a good 5.
Yeah,
that helps you
for sure.
But also you don't want to get doughy.
Right.
Yeah, right? If you get doughy and you lose your quick twitch, even if it's just a little bit, that's hoops, man. Or you lose 3 inches off your vert.
For sure. Yeah.
Right? And get that shit out of here every time. And then what do you do? Or you can't get a step on a guy.
Right. No, it makes a difference for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It makes a difference.
So going into this year, what was Fuey and the staff? What were their expectations of you before the season? We'll talk about, we'll get up to current, how you're playing this, start of this season.
Yeah. I think they did a great job of like using that red shirt on top of putting on weight, like just getting more athletic and stuff like that. Because they kind of hinted at the fact like, hey, we want you guarding multiple positions. So we want you being able to, hey, you might got to guard some people taller than you, but you also might have to guard the 5'10" guard that we play, right?
Yeah.
So like, can you guard someone who's 6'9" and someone who's 5'10" in the same game? Do a good job on both of them. So kind of having that mindset, I wanted to put on weight, but I also wanted to like really understand the game from not being the primary ball handler. Because like the last 3 years at Florida State, it was just like the ball, like not that the ball was always in my hand, but I was the one calling the plays. I was the one making the decisions. I was the one like, hey, if I seen something on the court, like it was all 4 guys, every huddle are looking at me to be the one speaking. And hey, this is, commanding the court and everything like that. So
point guard,
yeah. So learning how to play off the ball, but also still, keeping the ability to play on the ball. So just versatility, I would say, was the main thing that like Coach Few preached to me, and just continuing to get better at my strengths and improve my weaknesses.
You've done a great job so far, like as far as guarding multiple positions.
Yeah.
What do you think is the hardest position to guard, just from a basketball standpoint? I always tell people, because I wasn't a great defender, but I always say, man, guarding big guys when you have to wrestle in the post is the most exhausting thing you can do.
Yeah.
People think it's like easy. It's like, no, that's how you get tired.
Right.
I run around all day.
Yeah.
But like when you're wrestling and, and then you start using muscles that you don't normally use.
Right.
And you're like, holy shit, dude. Then I got to turn around and box out.
No, for sure. Yeah.
This sucks.
That's been a big adjustment. I also think like what I'm grateful for though is that like I feel like I was guarding the best bigs in the country every day in the summer. So like now it's like
that's a good point.
Like being able to play bigs. You know what I mean? Like my expectations
that's a great
now.
Point.
Like I'm guarding Graham and I'm guarding Huff. So like now like I feel like any big, like, to a certain extent I feel more confident guarding them. But trying to think of like the hardest person I feel like for me it's always been like people who are like I played tough shot makers and people who are good in pick and roll. But if you're good in pick and roll and you're a tough shot maker, it's like you're playing the cat and mouse game. Then you just get to your spot and you're making a contested fadeaway. So it's like a lot of guys sometimes are great shot makers, but they just put their head down. They don't see the game. But like if you can play in pick and roll and make tough shots, like,
Well, that's what's so unique about this. Not unique, but we kind of gotten better at. since last year. One of our best teams was obviously the 21 team with the Final Four. All those guys could switch.
Yeah.
And then we had the teams with BC, Rui, Tilly, all the long athletic guys, guys that made it to the league, and they could switch everything.
Yeah.
And so, like, I watched this team, and you guys are long and athletic on the perimeter. And B. Smith is quick as shit, and I'd be fine if he switched on to like a 3. Like, he's strong.
Yeah.
So, like, I think just having like a defender like you, because I can't remember what game it was. I think it was early in the season. I think it was like when we were playing one of the NAIA teams, but you were guarding the point guard, and I was like, that poor fucker, dude. You got long, just up your long arms and stuff like that. Yeah, wingspan. It just makes it difficult. But what's nice about this club is you guys can switch almost 1 through 5. And that's not a knock, but like Graham is 10 times better at moving his feet than he was when he first got there. He'd say the same thing.
Yeah.
Same with B. Huff. Because they kind of understand if you want to play at the next level, you got to be able to guard somebody for at least 4 dribbles.
For sure. Yeah.
So, yeah, just having you out there, Tyon, Steele's a decent defender. Everybody thinks, white guy shooter can't defend. He's fine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No,
That's just always the stereotype. Adam can defend. You know what I'm saying? You just go down the line. It's like we don't really have a hole defensively.
No.
And if we had to, we could switch 1 through 5.
Yeah.
And just be like, okay, if Graham or even B. Huff gets out on a guard, just sink a little bit and tell him he's got help, and then still late contest.
Right. And you'd be surprised, like, how much better they are guarding just for the confidence of knowing they have great defenders behind them.
Oh,
like,
that's
we tell Graham and Huff all the time, like, get up because we got your back.
Yeah,
and
that's how it's supposed to be.
When they feel like they have people they can trust, half the time they guard them great by them. They don't need our help.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, because they know if they were to make a mistake, you got people behind you who are going to help you out.
Well, Huey's done such a good job. It's just you guys practice the vertical contest.
Yeah.
And I think like the average basketball fan doesn't understand like how much of a skill that is. And certain programs do it, like they teach it right.
Yep.
And certain don't. But I was watching I swear to God, I was watching a random NBA game, and I think Jalen Suggs had one where he got like a 2-on-1 or something, and he got switched, and he like went and did like exactly what they teach at Gonzaga,
right?
And like chested like a small forward in the league, and it caused him to miss. I'm like, that's
literally what
Gonzaga. Yeah, this is what they rep,
right?
And like taking on the chest, but staying vertical. Obviously, you got to jump when you're in the circle, in the charge circle, but some teams don't do it. And when you watch other teams, they bash into our guys, and then they look at the refs, and the refs are like, it's fucking straight up, man.
Right.
But yeah, I think just adding you to the mix on the perimeter defensively, it's been terrific.
Yep.
Just the length that you provide, and then the twitch, and then just got great instincts, obviously off the ball. And then too, when you have so many great defenders, you can gamble. It's the best.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and then switching, because it's like, I mean, switching if you do it right is so much easier.
For sure.
If you do it right, and people, the old way was like switching is lazy. And if you don't teach it right, you can be late. But if you guys contact switch and then force back dribbles and, switch out and take away the slip, if you, switch to jump to the inside, grab the guy's hip for half a second. You know what I mean? All those things.
Yeah, the little stuff.
Then you don't have to fucking over-rotate and tag. Like, we used to have to tag and then,
right.
And then close out. Then you're running out of close out.
Right.
And then he goes, you can't guard. It's like, well, fuck, I had to tag a big.
Right.
And or if the guy sprint out to a shooter, then he whacks in your face. You can't guard. It's like, well, fuck, man. If we just switch,
right.
I don't got to move.
No, for sure.
So I think that's what's really fun about this team. Because going into this season, we knew you guys were going to be good. We were always good.
Right.
But you didn't know how we were going to be defensively. And I swear to God, I said it. I'm just going to pat myself on the back. But I'm like, this looks like a team that can switch 1 through 5.
For sure.
I go, if we can switch 1 through 5, it'll change our dynamic defensively that we really didn't have last year. It's not a knock.
Yeah.
But, there were certain just personnel that weren't great at it.
Right.
And we got killed on it a few times.
For sure.
Trying to do it. And then, a few in the staff, I think sometimes when something doesn't work, they throw it completely in the trash and then they'll go back to it.
Yeah.
And so there was a couple games early that we were switching and it didn't work. So they were like, we can't fucking switch. It was like,
right.
Okay. But anyway, that's just me. But So anyway, what do you think's like your favorite part of your role this season? Because, obviously I'm not trying to embarrass you, but like, you make all the little plays.
Yeah.
Right. You make all the swings, like just all the right reads, but you're like crafty around the rim, scoring. right? And like I was saying on the radio the other day, I was like, you know, you're the type of guy that like can get 16 or you can get 4. That's not a knock.
Yeah.
But you have an impact on the game every single
way.
time.
Yeah.
And that's terrific. You need guys like that.
No, for sure.
So like going into the season and they're just like, just be junkyard dog, basically.
Yeah. No, it's what I like to answer, like what the part I like the most about it is I feel like I'm still being a point guard at the 4. And it's like I'm being a point guard in different ways, but I'm still seeing the game in the same way, where it's just like, okay, like maybe our last 2 possessions we had like, you know, 2 quick shots. When I get the ball, I'm going to make sure that the ball gets side to side so that we at least get 3 to 4. You know what I mean? And it's like, even though I didn't bring the ball up, like I'm still helping quarterback, like let's get good possessions every
100%.
time. Or even on the defensive end, like I'm still helping like off ball, on ball, like whatever the role is. And when I do get a rebound, I have the freedom to push it in transition. So it's like, it's almost been like rejuvenating in a sense, because it's like it's a new skill and it's a new quote unquote position for me, but I feel like it helps highlight what I've already been good at it in the past. It's
That's a good way to put it.
In a new light.
So like, and for the listeners, what you described is like, okay, you know, this guy hasn't touched it, or we haven't moved it from side to side 2 possessions in a row. Coaches notice that. So like people don't understand sometimes when they talk about line, not this line, I'm just going in general. Like when people watch NBA games, like, well, why is that guy still in the league? You know, there were certain guys that are still in the league. Right. And they average 4 points or whatever. Yeah. And they're always on like the second unit, but they play every night.
Right.
It's because the fucking ball moves and it just goes to the right spots every time it touches their hands. Yep. And so like, what I'm trying to give you props for, but like people don't understand, like that is winning basketball. For sure. It's just absolutely winning basketball. It helps you stick on the floor. Yep. And then when you watch it, if you watch it with the right lens, obviously I have a basketball lens, I played. For sure. You notice those things. Some people don't, but I think it's been terrific because, you know, it's got to be fun too going against 4s now when you're like 100%. A guard. You're like, fuck, this guy can. Right around, boop, your little 4-footer that you make, you know what I mean? It's like, dink. You know, like look at this slow fucker. Like I've been going against guards in the ACC for 3 years, and I got like slow ass, big lugs. Yeah. Like they can't play or just that's it's got to be fun.
No, especially like getting a rebound and pushing it, because it's like most times they're crashing. So now it's like they're almost picking me up full court because they're like
because they're right
basket,
there. Yeah, they're
so
right
like,
there.
Now I'm backpedaling and just like weaving them, making them like go in circles. So like it is a new challenge, and then I can get off it and find my guys. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
We've noticed, we've talked about it a little bit, but and this has been a staple at Gonzaga. We didn't think it was going to be an issue, but it's always a fair, you know, question with NIL and transfer portal. Yeah, is chemistry. Now, when we mean chemistry, we don't bring shitheads into this program. We just don't. And we could say that for 25 years, and that's not just me saying it, but
character.
We bring in character guys, and we won't if you're not one of those, we don't care how good you are. For sure. And it's worked, so we're not even going to deviate from that. Yeah. But we can just tell this chemistry is fantastic on this team. And obviously, it helps when you're 5-0. Yeah. But just how the ball moves, like we don't have any guys that the ball sticks. Yeah. And like, is that a like a product of Fewy and the staff knowing that you might get your ass yanked, or is it just like guys just know how to hoop, or is it a combo, a little bit of both? Yeah. You know honestly, what I'm saying? Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think what was nice about it was that like we had a lot of talented guys, so like we're really getting after it every day in practice, and it's like whether we're in the same position, like I've been on the team with every single person in practice, and it's like I don't want to lose this next rep, so like we're every day, and then we'll switch it with a new we're switching with a new person because like I don't want to lose this rep either, and it's like for us we've just been like we're gonna hold ourselves to a standard of like, you know, competitiveness in our effort, and then if we're all reaching that point and we're worried about winning, like it just naturally flows. And and like you said, like we don't really have any bad character guys, so like it's easy to, you know, chop it up off the court and all that. Like off the court stuff has almost been the easiest part. It's just been like on the court, okay, I do this really well, you do this really well. Like let's figure out how both of our games can blend. Like I'm always talking to Steele or Adam because I know, you know, they're shooting you gotta get threat of their shot always, you gotta get the nugget at the right spot. Hey, I might flare screen you, be ready for this in transition. Hey, I might dribble at you for a handoff, a little pitch, and you shoot right behind me. So like just finding ways like both of our skill sets work together, like
our chemistry has just flourished.
Well, having the freedom to do that too,
For sure.
You know, some programs don't give you that freedom, especially when you're a second unit guy, and that's not a knock. But you know what I'm saying? When you come out the bench, usually they're kind of like you get your 5 minutes.
Yeah,
you got to do this.
For sure.
If you don't do it, if you deviate from it, you better make a fucking shot, 100%.
Right.
You know, and I've been in that role before, and it's hard to play. But I mean, you can just kind of okay, you're gonna get a fair shake, and if you play good, you probably get more minutes. Obviously, it depends on personnel. But what's wild about this team, you guys got like 11 that could actually play.
Legit.
Legit. And it's kind of interesting to see how the lineups work. And you don't have to comment on this, but it's like, holy crap, man. He has like 11 legitimate guys that could normally, in older college basketball, you'd play with like 8.
Right.
And then it'd go to like 7.5. Yeah. Then the other 3 are unhappy, but you're kind of like, well, have fun transferring because you sit out a year or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was way different back then. But obviously, you didn't pile up as much talent. You couldn't.
Right.
It's just hard. I don't know if it was just different back then.
For sure.
But anyway, so we got to get into this dumbass thing.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about your free throw routine.
Yeah.
Where did it start? How did it start?
Yeah.
I'll admit to you, I was like, what the hell is this? When I first saw it, it goes in.
I'm with you, yeah.
It goes in, so like I kind of killed you on the radio, like not in a bad way. It was like,
listen, I've heard it all.
I've never seen that shit ever my entire life. And then you made the first 2, I was like, well, I guess I'll shut up. So every time it comes on, you know, you see Huddy on the road.
Yeah.
He's like, Mo, don't say anything. And I just, you know, because we're kind of joking because we're up 30 half the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How did it come about? It's unique.
Yeah, no, it is. So it was just during my redshirt year, like I was shooting free throws, and a couple of coaches were just like, the top of your shot is really pretty, like, and
like once you get to your platform,
like once you get up here, like it almost goes like, and if it's not going in, it's straight on, it's long, it's short, like there's no side to side misses, but like whenever you're processed from the bottom, whenever like you can't,
there's too much movement.
There's too much movement side to side, and it was like I just kept missing left and right, and they're like, well, I don't know, like, how we're gonna get there, but like let's just cut out the middle part. Like, let's just get to the top of the part and just because when you do get to the top of the part, it looks good. The ball goes in the basket a lot. It's consistent misses. Like it's never left, right. It's short and long. So
no, it looks good coming off your hand. I'm not bullshitting you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's right on line. And the only time you've missed, it's been long this year. And it's like, okay, like you said, it's on line.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, how are we gonna get, from like how can we just skip the middle part? So then I experimented with like a couple different things. Like I tried to put the ball around my back, like all different type of things. Like put it
do a seance.
No, exactly. Like all like we didn't leave any stone unturned. So then eventually, Snacks, actually, Coach Norvell was the one who was like, well, why don't you just
call him Snacks?
Yeah.
I love Coach. Zach.
But sometimes wearing a polo, I call him Coach Norvell.
No, you're right. He's great.
Snacks,
and I'm just because I covered his games and he was a freshman when so I'm like, and he's terrific. He's a great addition to the program. I'm not bullshitting because he played. He's a younger guy anyway. Coach, I'm gonna call him Coach Norvell and see what he does next time.
Yeah. See how he goes for that. But he tried that because I already naturally spun the ball in my routine. He was like, why don't you just spin it a little bit higher and just
leave it right there,
help you skip the middle part.
That's
and then
interesting.
We just kept repping and repping. I was like, you know what, like. It felt super weird. It felt awkward. I was like, I feel, it probably looks crazy. Like I felt all those things. But I'm like, hey, if I'm getting the result and it's gonna help my team win, like I'll take the embarrassment of it or
it's
whatever.
Not embarrassing. I'm not just saying that because you're sitting here.
Yeah.
It's just unique
for sure.
Like it goes to that age-old question. This is way before your time, before my time. But like Rick Barry shot a granny shot, but he's the all-time leader. It's like 91%.
Right.
Why the fuck does nobody else do it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, if it works.
I remember, I think it was like Jerry West said it. It was like he was trying to get Shaq to do it, and you know. But I think part of it, and your shot's not like that, but the embarrassment of it. But like, there's no pictures on the scorecard, right? In the box score, it says make. Yeah. Doesn't matter how it goes in.
Right.
I've thought too, and for certain guys. Like either going angle. I've seen a couple guys when I played angled, because you can use the whole line.
Yeah.
And I played with a guy in Europe that banked them all, but he just mastered, like just rifled it off the front, like a front bank.
Right. Yeah. And
it went in. Yeah. He just banked every one. And it's like, so what I'm trying to get at is like, who cares how it gets there?
For sure.
What'd you shoot before that then? From the line, where were you at?
I was high 60s. I was like,
so you weren't like, you weren't in the dog shit like 55.
No. I was 68, and I think my best year I shot like 72.
Oh, so
maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah,
but you're just was like, yeah, I just need to change it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The spin part is what gets me.
Yeah. At the top of it.
So then, do you seam it when you get to? Because I don't watch it complete. I mean, I watch it, but do you?
Yeah.
Do you get to spin here? Then do you seam it back on your hands?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'd probably say 8 out of 10. It naturally seams. 'Cause, like, when I spin it, I kind of spin it to the side, so that when I bring it over, it like
seams
flipped
right there.
Seamed right to my right hand.
Okay.
It doesn't, always work out perfect, but then I'll kind of just adjust my hands a little bit, like, and then take my deep breath, and then let the shot go.
Yeah, no, man. It came up on my algorithm after the Arizona State game. It was, I think SI did it, then House of Highlights.
Yeah.
They didn't kill you. They was like, have you ever seen anything like this? Right. But again, if it goes in, who gives a shit? And
no, I mean, and like, you talk about being a competitor. Like, I want to play at the end of the game, and if I can't make free throws, I can't play at the end of the game. Right?
Very
so, like,
good point. Right.
Whatever it takes. You know. So
what? Just going a little sidetrack. Just talking about Gonzaga real quick.
Mm-hmm.
How many actions do you think you guys run? Because when I played here, we didn't obviously. It was before the DHO, the chases.
Yep.
The 45s, the modern basketball,
yep.
Run and pick and roll, open floor. Like it was pin downs, throw it to certain guys like myself and go get it.
Yep.
How many actions do you think you have compared to Florida State? Was that a transition for you? Because I know there's one thing, and I've said it on this show. We've done this 5 years. I say it all the time. I say it on the radio. If you can't get an A- on the test with Coach Few, he loses trust in you right away.
For sure.
He does. And it's maybe unfair, but he's right in the sense that, like, you can't, like, not know the set that we just put in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, was that an adjustment for you? Because I assumed you didn't run a ton at Florida State.
Nope.
Right?
No, we didn't.
So was that an adjustment for you?
So it yes and no. I would say it was an adjustment for knowing that many plays.
Mm-hmm.
But even at Florida State, like, if we learn one play, I would learn it from 5 spots.
Yeah, because you're the point guard.
I got it. Everyone.
Yeah,
if someone comes
to
asking me, hey, what
true.
do I do? I got to know.
Yeah.
So, like, even if we did, like, let's say we do 60 at Gonzaga, 20 at Florida State, I'm still learning 5 positions.
So
out of those 20. So, like, learning actions and stuff, like, even coming here, like, it wasn't too hard because I was still learning multiple positions. So every play,
that's a good way to. Yeah, that's. I didn't even think of that because you're a point guard. So then, the understanding where everybody has to be on the floor,
right?
Because I've played for coaches that, if the point guard didn't relay, echo anything, or somebody else fucked the play up, as the point guard's fault. If it wasn't, I played for Larry Brown and he was killed point guards, but he just said at the start of the year, "It's like, I'm hard on point guards. It's your fault." And he would scream at Raymond Felton, and it'd be somebody else's fault. He'd be like, "It's your fault. You're a point guard." You know what I mean? But some guys are like that. Fewey's like that. We had, I played with great point guards, but I didn't, I didn't understand that part of it. But because I know some guys that come here are like, "Oh shit, there's like a new set every 2 days."
Yeah.
And you better get an A. Coach Few always say, like, you better get an A-, A+ on this test.
Yeah.
You get a C in class.
right.
People like that I say that, but he said that sometimes. Like,
go
ahead and get a C in Psych 101, but you better get an A in this one.
He doesn't curve his test. Yeah.
No, exactly. Yeah, you got to get it right. That's awesome. But what do you think, is like your guys' obviously national championship, but did you set some long-term goals? Because I know you guys are new, most of you guys. This is the last year of the WCC.
For sure, yeah.
And, for the old guys like myself and the, just all because we don't even hang up that WCC championship banners in there, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And we should just have one big one just to flex a little bit.
Yeah.
Because dominating the conference is a real thing.
For sure.
Do you guys understand, like, I just hope, I'm not asking you a question, I'm telling you, do you understand, like, how important it'd be for us to win the conference and the tournament this year?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? For the older guys, all the dudes in front that built the culture and everything, just to go out and be like, okay, this has been our conference for the last 25, 26 years.
Yeah.
So is that a topic, or is that been brought up?
It is. Winning the last year of the WCC has been a sentence to the point I've had to do some research myself of, like, the importance of it. Even just looking at, like, the teams, like, who were in the WCC in the past. Like, I didn't know BYU was in the WCC.
Yeah.
Like, I had to, educate myself a little bit. But just internally, I think we just been really focusing on like non-conference and just like, can we obviously want to win all the games. But can we just learn from it, right? Like, can we learn from these battles and these neutral site games or these going away to Arizona State so that when conference play does come up, right? Because
tested,
these coaches know each other, right? They know how St. Mary's plays. Like
Yeah.
St. Mary's ain't gonna change their style. It's gonna be
No.
the same style. So like, can we take?
It's gonna be a
these-
fist fight.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like
what it is.
these coaches. So like, we know once we get to conference play, like they got 20 or 50 years of experience against all these teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but can we learn game to game non-conference so that we're best set up for conference play? Then obviously go to Vegas and cut down some nets.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it, man.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. I'm glad you didn't be like, yeah, we just wanted to win every game in front of us or some
Right.
bullshit. And we're like, fuck.
Yeah, everyone does.
Yeah,
right?
no, exactly. Of course. Yeah, exactly. Like, no shit.
I would hope.
Thanks. Like,
Yeah.
all right. So yeah, we got the Vegas coming up. That's gonna be a great tournament.
Yeah,
But then we get the meat of the WCC. That's gonna be a battle,
for sure.
obviously. And then you'll see, like, you've probably never played in such a smaller gym, so you'll like the atmospheres are cool.
Yeah.
Especially being the last year, and then us, we're always good, but like, came in 21, now we're 12, and we'll keep you doing good.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, but
go.
you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
people show up. It's their Super Bowl, so
For sure.
you'll like it. You get into those gyms, and you're like, this is like a high school atmosphere. It's fun.
When I went to St. Mary's, it felt like a high school like playoff game. Like, it felt
100%,
like
yeah.
everyone knows each other. Like it's
There's-
personal.
it's personal.
Everyone's got
It's-
signs. Like it was.
And you can hear
cool.
shit, and like
Yeah, it
you're
was
like,
cool.
damn, man, you said that to me. Like,
Right? How did he know?
how
that?
did he know that? Because a lot of people don't understand. Like, especially when I was playing, obviously social media is way easier to find out shit about
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
But when
yeah.
I was playing, most of the Gonzaga demographic
Yeah.
is Northern California,
Right.
and usually they go to a private high school,
Right.
and sometimes a Jesuit school, so they're all sister schools.
Right.
And so a lot of those kids half of their buddies went to St. Mary's or Santa Clara. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So then
yeah.
you could find out some real dirt
Right.
on somebody that never would come out back then.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
like you'd come in, like, I remember we played St. Mary's. They were saying stuff about me that I did in high school. And I
Right,
didn't know that,
Yeah.
but like,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
it was
No,
fun,
it's
but
real.
it got heated. But you're like, they beat us one year and they stormed the court.
Yeah.
And I was like crazy because now they make sure that don't happen.
Right. Because fans get crazy.
Yeah,
in
man. Like I
players'
got
faces.
bumped and like I wanted to sock a dude.
Yeah.
Glad I didn't, but like it was one of those where you're like, tiny ass gym, like, let's just go fight, man, outside. You know what I
and
mean?
You
Like,
just lost. No, for sure.
let's go outside and just fight. But
Right.
it's a terrific atmosphere, and their program's great. It's not a knock on them. It's just a fun atmosphere to play in.
Yeah.
All right, man. Do you got any message for the Zag fans when we wrap this up?
No, it's just been like, I would just say playing in Spokane Arena and like the kennel, I'll say like the last week or so,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like,
It's been great.
it shows me why this is like one of one spot, and it really is the fans, because it's just like it's
pretty cool, man.
How can you expect another team to come in and think they're gonna win when
Yeah.
you got a home court advantage like
I know.
that? So it's just like,
It's a legitimate home court advantage.
yeah,
And there's probably 10 programs maybe
right,
that could say that.
yeah,
Obviously, we've had a lot of success in that building. I was lucky enough that I played in the old one, which was even smaller, and it was
Yeah.
hyped in there.
right,
Because back then, the kennel club was private.
okay,
So the kids would, the kennel club was you got a free K cup, and then they would do a kegger at each house,
yeah,
and then go to the game. So just imagine how live the kennel used to be.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so but like it's still live,
right,
but it was a little bit more vulgar.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
and so you had
Different
a
emotions.
you had a legitimate home court advantage.
Yeah,
But yeah, just playing in McCarthy, man, like it's just like even like last night, like nothing against Southern Utah, but we were going to win by 50,
Right.
35 plus,
yeah.
and watching those kids warm up.
Watching the fans, right,
And they were
Yeah.
watching the fans, and they were
Yeah.
like so. I was happy for those kids. They were
Right.
like, "Let's go!" And I was like,
Yeah.
sweet man," because they
It
don't
is.
play in front of fucking anybody probably.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like it's got to be cool. UVA's got good fans and stuff. I've Florida State a little bit.
Yeah,
Good fan
not as
base,
mu-
but it's football school.
Exactly.
Who's
Yeah.
your quarterback there, real quick, when you were playing?
When I was there, we had Jordan Travis.
Oh, okay. Was the football team good?
So we had they got progressively better. So my first year, they had a down year. I want to say they lost more games than they won.
Uh-huh.
My second year, they had like 3 losses, went to a bowl game. And then the last year I was there was the year they were undefeated, and they got
They got screwed.
they got screwed by the committee. Yeah, that was my junior year.
That
And,
was
like,
the last year of the 4 team, right?
Yep. And like that whole
Oh, that
city.
was so bad,
Oh
dude.
my gosh, that whole city
Did they-
erupted when
Yeah,
it
did
happened.
they turn everything over?
Oh my gosh! Like you couldn't walk in any store, and there was something to do with the committee, Georgia. It was,
and nefarious activity. yeah, I'm sure the student body took that one.
The NCAA. They wanted to leave the conference. It was all.
Oh yeah, man. They were trying to.
They were
like, get out of here. Like well, it was a screw job, but that's why you don't have 4. We're getting off topic, but that's why you don't have 4. Just where you have 14 or whatever they have now.
Exactly.
Then you don't have to worry about it.
Field. Yeah.
Yeah, it's way better. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's been terrific. I think you had a terrific start to the season.
Yeah.
You're a great addition to the team, man. It's fun to watch you. No bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like to interview guys I think are not great players.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming in. But you know what I mean? But like, I was just like, I don't want to interview that guy. You know what I mean? It's no knock, but it's just,
no, for sure.
I like guys that have IQ. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know how to play the game. You make a lot of impact. So I think it's going to continue to be great for you. The fans love you too, man. Like, for real, we get a lot of questions about you already on the pod and stuff. No bullshit. And like, these going around, it's like, the Worley kid's pretty good. Like, man, like he makes winning plays. You know what I'm saying? And all the basketball people I know are like, yeah, man, like just did you see that play he made? Like, you had a sequence in the arena where I think you had like 2 transition baskets, then you got a hand on a ball, then you rotated on one and stripped one. You know what I mean? It was just it was like, fuck, man, that's how you win. You know what I mean?
No,
that's
for sure.
Winning hoops.
What it takes.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, that's how you win.
No,
but yeah, thanks for coming on. Thank you for Idaho Central Credit Union for sponsoring the show. Thanks again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.